So today we're going to be going over the SFG website, and I just want to go through it and navigate and show everybody a little bit of, the tools that are available to them and why that's a very important site to be checking in with, not just daily, but weekly. You're going to want to be plugging into that. You're going to log in. Once you have your credentials, you'll be able to log in here. And this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to want to come to the Get Started tab. This is the first tab that you're going to want to go through before you do anything else. And we're just going to real quickly go over some of the steps for you to take. So coming in here, even though we are independent agents and we love doing things differently, and we're glad that we have all this freedom to make different choices with regards to our schedule, with regards to being prepared and all that other good stuff, we do still need to follow certain rules, and we do still need to follow certain procedures. So you're going to want to check out the agent handbook. This they're going to update and change anytime there's any new changes. So for you new people who are joining us, you started out at 70%. So the old one would have said you were starting out at 60%, but you guys have decided to join in a wonderful time where Cemetree has partnered up with Ashura, and they are helping us, giving a lift up. So now you guys are starting off at 70%. Like I said, you're going to want to reference this as much as you can. It's going to have everything you need to know in here. And it's also going to have any of those updates that come up. It's going to help us stay on track. So right here, you're going to want to check out page 4. It's going to talk to you about our code of conduct. Because we do have one, we do want to make sure that we are communicating properly and we're being respectful with everybody as much as possible. This is our corporate office information. This is someplace this is just as a reference to you before you make any of these decisions to contact corporate. Get with your upline first. A lot of times they have different rules where they can't communicate with every single agent possible, because that's a lot of agents that they would have to work with. So what they do is they ask either a key leader or above to be the one to communicate. So whoever brought you in, get with them first. If you ever need to, contact contracting for anything like that, you want to check with your upline first.
But we're going to be going through just some basics.
So this page here is page 5. It's going to go over commissions, advanced commissions, as earned commissions, back-end commissions, split commissions. These are all different type of commissions that you're going to want to check out and learn the verbiage so that you understand the terms and the definitions in case somebody comes to you and says, hey, let's collaborate, let's do a split commission. Hey, you know what, something's happened and now they're moving you to an as earned commission. So that's stuff you're going to want to know. This is, like I said, this is the place that you would want to come to. It's going to have all those informations for you. And like I said, as they start updating things, it's going to be updated here. So this is our promotion guidelines. And this is for anybody who's looking to level up. It's going to tell you exactly before, like I said, this one hasn't been updated yet, but we used to start off at 60%. That's now going to be the 70%. And it's letting you know if you want to go up on a 5% raise, you're more than welcome to. It tells you how much you're going to need to make every 2 consecutive months, help you bump up that percentile. This is our levels of leadership. This is going to start where we all begin, and we all begin down here. Everyone starts off as a sales representative. And if you're looking to move up in the levels of leadership, you can go up to a top producer. You can strive to be an elite producer like Eric Barron, who's on this call. He is an elite producer. We have people striving to be team leads, and this is going to let you know that path you're going to want to follow. Now, some people come into Cemetree and they really don't see the need to do a business. They don't want to build that type of business. And we're so blessed and lucky that right now you can make it to the top being a producer. And there's different little steps for you to follow that. So if you're looking to level up on the recruiting side, this is going to give you right on the side just a little bit of quick information on how you can do that. Say you're looking to become a team leader, you want to manage your own team, you want to benefit off of that residual income that you would be getting, that passive income that you would be getting from your agents. as well as growing with a community and a set of people at the same time. So for anyone who's looking to go the next step up would be a team lead. You would need a minimum of 3 direct sales representatives, including yourself. So it would be you and then 2 other sales reps coming in. And you would need to have them writing 1 piece of business for 2 consecutive months. And that's going to be the breakdown as it goes all the way to the top, depending on, you know, how high you want to go. You want to be a senior partner, associate partner, a managing partner. It's definitely in your reach and in your grasp, and it's laid out here for you to reference back. Not grab this. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. So here it's going to talk to you about carriers that like to include bonuses. You know, I know that's the carriers I write with. That's the carriers I show my family. That's the carriers when I'm working on my warm market. I go to these right here first. Why? Because they pay bonuses. Bonuses rock. I love bonuses. I work hard to, you know, help families and give them information. So you definitely want to focus here. You can see about the carriers that you would work with, and that's going to be a great stepping point for you. So as we're all purchasing different leads, this is a page you're going to want to check out as well. This is page 13, and it's going to break down all those leads for you. In the beginning, there's a lot of different acronyms. There's a lot of different verbiage that you're going to hear. And most times, because that's our culture, we've come into something that is a lifestyle. You know, it has its own language here. So you're going to want to know what they're talking about, what they're referencing to, and what they mean. And because it is a lot of information for you to just pick up and memorize right away, you can always come back to your agent handbook, and you can either, you know, snapshot this for your own references if you need help picking it up, or you can, like I said, pop back to it whenever you want to. It's going to talk to you about bonus leads. It's going to talk to you about overstock lead. It's going to talk to you about prices here. It's also going to let you know when you're purchasing leads, there are some leads that you are able to get a refund on. You know, and this is going to break that down for you because not all of them are open to that. Only some of them are. This is going to go into, you're probably going to go over this with your upline, but you're going to definitely want to check out how to order your leads. Like I said, if you don't know how to do that, please get with your upline before doing so. Going to be for all our first-time writers. This is going to help you follow some guidelines, and it's going to talk to you again about more of that verbiage. So this, like I said, I can't stress this enough, how many times you're going to want to come back and reference this. Like I say, you don't have to worry about it being updated or upgraded. They'll update it when, you know, SFG will do that for us, but you're going to want to keep up with what's going on. This is where you're going to want to check it out. Now, because this is a business, this is a page you're going to want to definitely, you know, put a little pin in it and reference back. It talks about agent terminations. It talks about agents who want to withdraw from the system, and there's like a protocol for that. So we're going to want to focus on that as well. So next right here is our core values. Now this is something that you're going to hear many times. Most agents who have been here we reference back to them. This is something that Symmetry Financial Group holds true to. And the first one is relationships matter, people come first. When you hear this, trust me, you're gonna hear all of these several times too, where after a while it just flows out of you, but that is the most important one. Relationships matter and people come first. So this is one of the ways that we show that relationships matter. We don't necessarily just mean relationships between us and our client. You know, we do want our relationships with them to be strong, but we also want to have that strong common ground of being able to, you know, collaborate with people. You know, you're working and talking with people who are going to help you out. You know, actually somebody on this call is Sandy Ruiz, and I actually met her over Zoom the first time, and she took time out of her own dial days. She took time out of her own, you know, schedule to help me with my Spanish, because although I am Hispanic, I speak like Spanglish or Texas slang or whatever they call it, San Antonian. You know, we have our own twang when we speak. And, you know, that resonated big for me. I needed help, and she was very forthcoming and super happy to help. And that goes back to our core values, where relationships matter and people come first. She took that relationship with me and her working together, and she put me first. She did. We got a separate Zoom room together, and we hashed it out. And I could not have done that without her. You know, I would have not have been able to move forward with my own business with her being compassionate with that. So when we talk about our core values, we definitely do stick to our core values. Relentless pursuit of personal growth. Almost every single call you get on, you're going to hear different books that people are reading, different audios. You're going to hear different websites that they're plugging into.
Different breed.
Let me see.
Whenever you get a term coverage, it's going to take somebody max.
I think we got it, babe. Thank you.
It's going to get expensive because they know.
Guys, I'm having a hard time muting the lines in here. If you're talking, you're on the call, can you please mute your line? So the next one is we're gonna have open, honest, and productive communication. We try very hard to be open and honest with one another, and the only way to do that is for us to work together, for us to have productive communication. Now that's gonna flow right back into relationships matter and people come first. You know, being open and honest. This is a common ground for all of us to share our struggles. I know I've shared my struggles on here. You know, I'm still learning as we go. There's always a learning curve for us here. So you want to be able to share that here. And definitely the more open and honest you are with us, you're going to see that it's going to help you, one, be productive, and two, be able to communicate productively, because we don't just want to be, you know, just saying random things on a call. We want to make sure we're speaking with intention. So we do the right thing even when no one is looking. That's a big one. That's a really big one, because most of us are working out of our homes, you know, our office. For me, it's our garage. We turned our garage into a small office for us. And you know what? Most of the times, nobody's there looking. Nobody's watching what I'm doing. So I have to stay true with integrity and honesty and make sure that I stick to the core values and I stick to, you know, our rules and our regulations, and making sure that we're going to do the right thing even when no one is looking, because that's who we are. We work as a team. We work as a true team and strive to be a positive influence. I literally have not seen a more positive place than here. And Team Extreme is definitely, you know, hands down top when it comes to a true team. They will extend everything to you. They're always looking to help. It kind of sounds, in the beginning when I first heard it, I was like, there's no way these people are legit. There's no way, you know, they're actors, or somebody paid them, or somebody won a gift card, you know, they're showing up some way. And literally that's not true. This is a common ground for us to, and I can't stress it enough, for you to just be open and honest here so that we know how we can help. And there's always somebody, you know, in the wings waiting to help, and with a positive influence. So a positive influence could be even being critiqued. I know when I first came in, I hated doing the dial teams. Didn't like it. Why? Because people can hear you. And what happens when people can hear you? They give criticism. And a lot of it is taking that ego that I had, that I wanted to be really great at something that I had never done before. And I wanted to be really great at something that I had no training in. That's why I came, because it was something new. It was something different. And I was just dying to leave my old job in corporate America, and being told when to sit down, when to eat, where to eat, what we could microwave, what we couldn't microwave, you know, when I could go to the restroom. Like there was all kinds of weird rules out there. So definitely, I think I took the critique from there. When it wasn't, you know, critique back there, I was kind of being controlled, you know. That's what I was running away from. That's what I was running away from, is I was being told what to do all the time, and I didn't have a say. And coming here, when I heard someone critique me right away, I was like, how dare they critique me? You know, they don't know me. I'm going to be awesome. And then I, you know, put my ego away, because I wrote the critique down, and that's exactly what I needed to get better. So like I said, you know, you're going to want to take everything that comes from the team as positive. And a lot of times, you know, if somebody is correcting you on something, that's not them being rude. It really is not. It's them seeing something that they know they can help with, and they take that extra 3 minutes or that extra 2 minutes to say, hey, let me tell you this. If you just change this a little bit, it would help. And that's a positive influence. That's a positive reinforcement. That's something that I think a lot of people think as negative, and it's not negative. Just saying that, I'm just going off of what I thought. We act like owners because we own it. Literally, you are starting off your own business. Either you're going to be a business that you're going to build and have agents under you, or you're a business that's producing. Either way, you are your business. You're the person who is representing yourself. You're the person that people are going to meet on the phone. You're going to be the one that's going to help them with their policies. And in the event of a death or disability, you are going to be the person that is going to help them, because this is your business. So you do need to own it. And when I say by owning it, it's just following the core values. It's making sure that you take into consideration, you know, what people are saying and how they're asking to help you. And you're going to take that as a business strive, because a lot of times we come in, I'll say we, but it's me. I came in from somewhere where people were telling me what to do all the time, and I hated it. And I thought, the first chance I get, I am not only going to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and nobody's going to tell me anything. And the way that I was doing it, the way I wanted to, the way I thought I should do it, that was not the right way. I wasn't giving off the persona that I wanted to, but I did need to have all those little tweaks to help keep me in check, because I do want to come off professional. You know, we don't come out to be independent agents, independent brokers to help people out just so that we can fail at it. It's not going to be easy, but we don't want to fail at it because, like I said, it is our business. So we do act like owners because we own it.
Probably tomorrow.
Being of service and doing good in the world. So before the whole COVID helped, I don't know how many people are aware of this.
Because that was the deciding factor.
Cemetery was very big on the Habitat for Humanity. They're always looking to give back. Recently on Facebook, they've been sharing the 22 challenge, where, you know, you have someone do 22 push-ups for 22 days, or they pay the $22 per day to help with veterans. So there's always something great going on for us to give back to the world, even if it's something small as doing 22 push-ups. We have fun and we get stuff done. Definitely, this is a place that's outside the box. This is somewhere where our team huddles are filled with laughter. You know, we jump on the Team Extreme huddle all the time, and there's nothing but laughing and talking and warm welcoming and learning, and it's amazing. And it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like work for me to pop on with the same group of people every week, because I look forward to it. I have a blast with them. You know, this is someplace that we do strive to have a lot of fun on the way that we build ourselves and the way that we connect, but we also want to focus on getting stuff done. So if you say you're gonna, you know, you're gonna strive to hit your goals, you know, find someone who's gonna be a running buddy with you. Find someone who's gonna keep you on track. So you're gonna want to have fun and get stuff done. So once you come in here, like I said, you can scroll up and down all through here. So we've gone through the handbook, we've gone through core values. And 2 is you're gonna want to, if you haven't already, sign up for Cemetery U. When you click on it, this is the new agent registration that you're gonna go through. And this is gonna have all types of really cool breakdowns for you. It's gonna have different chapters that are on different products, on different carriers. It's gonna have all this helpful stuff. So you're definitely gonna wanna set some time. I don't know if your time frame is, are you a morning riser? Are you a late nighter? You know, there are 2 ways that people can learn. Some people don't want to, or their brain just doesn't let them retain that type of information until it's the first of the morning. Others, it's at night. But whatever time you have set aside for that, you're gonna definitely wanna plug into Cemetery U so that you can start, you know, retaining all that material. You can start getting all that verbiage. If you wanna take notes, you're more than welcome to take notes. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can sign in anytime you want once you register, so you can reference back to any of the materials that you're gonna need help with. This is a big one. This is a big one, and this is one of the ones that I struggled with, and I'm going to keep sharing my struggles with you guys as we're going through, and I'm going to keep sharing my failures. I really didn't see the necessity for the calls in the beginning of the time. I was like, why do we have to get on so many calls? Why is everybody always talking? It's taking up time. I could be, learning something. I could be doing dials. But when I put my ego in check and I see helpful information that comes out of these calls, and it's to pay for the site. You don't, nobody comes out and says, hey, I'm going to give you all great, tips. I sold all this APV last week. I'm going to charge you money so you can learn how to do it. They offer it willingly. It's free. And it tells you here the dates and times. Please be aware that most of these are posted in Eastern time. So if you're in a different time zone of Central or Mountain, you're going to want to adjust accordingly so that you won't miss any of those. It's also going to let you know if, you can join it by audio or if you can join it by video. I will tell you, if you absolutely can, please join it by video. They show tons of diagrams, there's charts, there's trips, there's all these visuals that you're not going to want to miss. So if you can, you're going to want to definitely set that time aside and get a little, if you're somebody who does pen to paper, I have a little notebook because I feel like I learn better if I'm writing things out. I know people who like to type it in their notes as they're going. I don't learn like that. So we all learn differently, but we can all make it happen accordingly. So you're going to want to reference back to the conference calls. If you're forgetful or you need a constant reminder, I know I do. I have them set up in my calendar. I found the dates, I put everything in there, and I have it as a constant repeat. So every week, my Outlook calendar reminds me. It actually reminds me twice. It reminds me an hour before it starts, and then it reminds me 15 minutes. This way, if I need to get a drink or a snack, because conference calls are always better on Zoom and webinar when you've got a snack and some drinks handy. So I go and grab my soda or my Gatorade and I get my snacks and I come and sit down with my pen and paper and I take as much notes as I can. You definitely want to be a student of the system. That's how you're going to get better. There's no other way to do it. If you scroll a little bit down, right here, we see that there's an archive. So we get it. We're all busy. We are busy, especially now. And it's insane because once COVID hit and we were at a stay-at-home order, we are here in Texas, and not everybody really follows it, but we have one. Your life just gets so busy. It's so hard to go get a haircut. It takes forever to buy a burger, in the drive-thru. Like, we know stuff is going to come up. We understand. So if you miss anything, there's this archives right here. You scroll to the bottom. And not only does it tell you the date, it's going to tell you the topic. Maybe there's one that you heard one time and you could only plug in, by audio, and you were like, oh, okay, they said it was talking about, clear is kind and communicating vision with your team. I remember that title. I definitely want to hear what they said. And you go ask one of your uplines or one of your friends and nobody has recorded it. That's okay. You're just going to reference back here and you can scroll all through here. For all of us who are coming in new, and we know Symmetry's been around a while. It hasn't been around just for 2 or 3 years. It's been around a good time, and they've spent a lot of time perfecting it. So we can go back and just pick up all that information that we missed. It's right there available for us to hear. This is our ops system. But once you get your credentials for the SFG page, you should have already gotten your credentials for the ops system. This is where we purchase our leads. Again, if you need any help selecting on what area that you're going to purchase your leads, if you want help picking what type of product, if it's going to be mortgage protection, if you're looking for Spanish or English, you're going to get them out of the ops system. Definitely get with the person that brought you in before you make any of your purchases, especially if it's your first purchase or your first couple of purchases. You're going to want to get with them so that they can lead you in the right direction. And there's sometimes you're going to ask the person who brought you in and they're not going to know, and that's okay. We're all learning together. There is nobody here that you're going to meet that's going to say, hey, I know it all. you know, I don't have to learn anymore. None of us really think like that. Everybody's always striving to do better. And if they don't have that answer for you, we're more than happy to go to the next person to figure it out. So always check with the person who brought you in to make sure that you're getting the right selections of leads that you're looking for. So here is, as they would say, the bread and butter of Symmetry. Scripts, dials, appointments. There are several different ways for us to learn, especially in this whole new unpredictable time we have with our telesales. We're going to click here and we see it says, you know, there's telesales guides. They've even tweaked the best system script for us so that we're able to, you know, not only break down the verbiage better, but we're also able to relate with our clients that we're talking to who are just as nervous and concerned as we are. You know, they're looking for someone to not take advantage of them and give them the type of protection that they're looking for. And we want to make sure that we can learn how to gain that trust so that they give us that opportunity to do that. We do a lot of these Zoom calls. Zoom calls have turned into the next telephone calls. They're everywhere. So here there's, you know, a little tab that talks about, you know, preventing Zoom bombing because it's a thing. You know, we've all, if you haven't had one yet, that's great. I've had a couple of Zoom thingies where I clicked on the wrong thing and I didn't think people could hear me talking and I was talking about an unrelated topic. You know, it happens. It is what it is, right? Let life. And here's something, you know, just to add a little of the coolness. It's going to help us with those backgrounds so that we're not just looking at the same backgrounds all the time. There's a downloading for you. Here's a whole bunch of them. Open one of them just so you can check it out. Okay, it's not coming up. Okay, so I'm having my own Zoom moment. We're just going to move on from this because, oh, it looks like it's fine. Is it just a blue, it's a blue screen? Is that what it was? See, yay, instead of your screen being white, it can be blue. So that's hilarious. So anyways, you're gonna wanna download those and when you have a chance, feel free to check them out so that you know which one you wanna use. You know, anybody interested in the one that I have on my background, reach out to me and we can send that to you. I actually had my upline send us this. She was like, hey, I found all these cool things for you to put on your background, you know, so you can be the, I mean, no one can really see us, you know, so now we're like the cool kids that got the cool background and everybody wants to be, you know, flossing a Symmetry background. So definitely reach out to us and we can get that to you. Again, this is the same tab of the trainings. It has 20 videos for you to check out with telesales. It has references to other trainings that maybe you have or haven't seen, and it's going to have past webinars that are going to help you be successful. And there are 4 videos here. If you don't recognize this person, this is the famous Miranda Martin. She has actually written her first book that a lot of people are referencing. They're actually using and applying it towards Symmetry. So, you know, feel free to be on the lookout for her book. It is the ultimate sales training book. And like I said, it's by Miranda Martin. You're going to want to check it out. She is not only thriving here in Symmetry, she wrote a book. She wrote a book so that we can all catch up to her. She wrote a book to share her knowledge that she has, you know, so that we can get where she is. Because I know I came here to try to get, at least to strive to get where she is. You know, that's my goal. My goal is to go up. And that's, you know, that's going to be helpful for anybody who wants to use it. This is the famous activity report. You haven't seen it already, you will. And you're gonna continuously see it right up until you never make any more dials. You plan to be here in Symmetry, you plan to make dials, this is the perfect sheet that is going to keep you on track. This is something you're also gonna wanna share with the person that brought you in, or you know, with your upline or with team lead or whoever your designated person is for that. It's where you're going to track your dials, and that's how many dials you make. So it's per dial. If you have one phone number and you dial it 3 times, then you're gonna put 3 little tallies under dial, 1, 2, 3. And that's how you're gonna keep track of it. If you have a contact where somebody answers and talks to you, you would put it down as a contact. And then if you have an appointment booked, of course, you're going to put a tally for your appointment books. And on the bottom, it's going to help you keep on track with the no-show rescheduled applications and your total APV. And then you can put any little notes right there on the site. So like I said, this is definitely something you're going to want to be referencing back to. And I'm going to keep saying that phrase because literally you're going to want to come back to the website. I just want to make sure that everybody gets that. You definitely want to come back to the website. The website is your friend. It wants you to come back to it. So step 7, you want to familiarize yourself with your core carriers and their products. So these are the carriers right when you get contracted with Symmetry. These are immediately available. And it says here, you know, again, right there, meet with your upline for guidance. If you're looking to, maybe you want to write with different products, or you have an E&O, you're interested in National Life Group, you heard about the American Amicable, their carrier trip, or you heard about Forrester's carrier trip, you know, this is somewhere that you're going to want to start off with these first. And the best thing is, right now, the best trips are with American Amicable and Forrester's. So that's what you're going to want to familiarize yourself. I know that's so great to have, you know, a bunch of different top-rated carriers for us to plug into, and we're all dying to learn all this knowledge. So I went ahead and, you know, I'll be honest with y'all, my learning curve was pretty long here in Symmetry. You know, I'm bullheaded, which is a strength and a weakness, because if I really want to do something, I will stick at it. I will hang in there. I will go at it. I will be dragged through it, but I will stick it out. On the hard side, I also like to make my own rule and then follow it. And then later I'm like, oh, so I'm going to give you a little tip. Do not go and get a bunch of binders and print out everything you can find out from every single carrier and make your notes and your bullet points so that you're ready. You're going to become overwhelmed. It's going to be a lot of information. And I really didn't remember any of it. I had to keep referencing back. And it was for carriers that I wasn't even working with at the time. So you don't have to worry about being, you know, the sharpest tool in the shed. We all reach our sharpness as we get to where we need to go. So be patient with yourself. Focus on some of the core carriers first. And then you can gradually talk to your upline or the person that brought you in and gradually work your way up. This one right here, step 8. See, a lot of people have a hard time with step 8. And the hard thing is where it says to write a policy on yourself. I once had somebody that I said, hey, so let me know when you want to write that policy on yourself. I'd be happy to help you. And right away, he was like, this is a pyramid scheme. It's a shutdown. You know, you guys are just, you know, trying to make a commission off me. And I get where maybe they could see that coming on in. You know, I guess I can understand that. But on the same note, if somebody told you, hey, there's a great pizza place, you know, down the road. I've never been there. I've never stepped foot in there. I really don't know what their pizza first policy. It's not only practice on yourself, you're believing in a product that you have a product that you believe in, and you're talking to people about it. You will not believe how many times people are going to ask you, so what policy do you have on yourself? And a lot of times, if you're like me and you can't lie, people will know you're lying. People know I'm lying because I can't lie. And I know I can't lie. I used to dread for someone to say to me, so what policy do you have? And I was like, yeah, I think I have one. Yeah, I kind of have one. Oh, I'm looking for one. And they're like, okay, so what policy are you looking for yourself? And I was like, okay, well, I'm actually in the process of getting that, you know, and how does that make them have belief in me if I don't have a belief in my own system? You know, it doesn't mean you have to know every single product. It's just when you're conversating with them, you want to be as honest as possible. You know, and if you don't have one on yourself yet, you can say why you don't have one on yourself yet. And you can say why. You know, it's always good to be transparent and honest. Number 9 is helping families. So here it says, get out there and run your appointments. So we are in COVID unpredictability time. What it really means to say, and I'm sure the wonderful people at the Symmetry Financial Group corporate office are going to fix this up when they get to it. You know, we're all happy that they do that for us. But in the meantime, I'll just translate for you. What it's actually saying is get out there, make your dials, and set up your telephone and your Zoom appointments so that you can help families, because that is our goal, is to help families. And the best way to learn is by doing. That's also true. Anything that your upline asks you to do, even though it sounds a little uncomfortable or you don't really understand the process, you're going to definitely want to go out there and listen to them, because it's going to get easier as you go. You know, all the things that I've learned to do, it's been hardest for me to learn things or to go over a curve because I never got to the curve, you know. And it sounds kind of weird to say that, but you know, it's, you know, with dials, I mean, for me, that's been my struggle. I made a mountain out of a mole. I had a little anxiety. It made me a little nervous. I got a little uncomfortable, and I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And before I knew it, I was terrified of the dials. I was so scared because I just was afraid of the unpredictability. And then, you know, somebody broke it down to me and said, what it really is you're just contacting somebody who's expecting somebody to contact them, because somebody has reached out to us and given us their information for us to call them. So we're doing our due diligence to return that phone call and to say, hey, I'm here to have a conversation with you about protecting your family. If this is something that's still important to you, I'm more than happy to help you. And when I did it, I was like, really, that was it? It seems so hard in the beginning. It's just getting over that little hump. And if I would have just listened to my uplines and my business partner, Joe, in the beginning, it wouldn't have become something like that. It would have been so much easier. I would have gotten over the uncomfortableness and I would have been able to move forward versus making myself stand still and putting everything else at a standstill, which included our business, our production, our income. You know, we have a 15-year-old son that relies on us as well. We have my mother-in-law lives above our garage in an apartment. So we definitely have to keep up with those. And sometimes we dig in our heels because we get uncomfortable. That uncomfortableness will go away, and it's going to become your new routine and your new norm. So this next tab right here is our carriers tab. This is going to tell you every single carrier that you can write with within SFG. And like I said, there's a lot of carriers to memorize. If you need to reference one real quick, say somebody has a question for the underwriting department, if you go ahead and click on any of the carriers, it's going to give you a quick breakdown. It gives you everything you would need to know on where you can write. If you need an E&O, the times their offices are open, contact information. Tells you here about their products, how to download the software. So these are really great referencing tools for you. You're going to want to pop in here just to, you know, familiarize yourself. It has a little training video at the bottom, and all the carriers have that. So that's definitely something you're going to want to check out. Our training tabs, for the most point right now, the most part, we've already gone over everything on the training tab. And you're going to want to just reference back to the Get Started tab is what I'm trying to say. Training is get started in steps. So if you want to know what your next step is and you're not sure, you don't go to the trainings tab. You go to the Get Started tab. That has you in your steps. Step 1 all the way to step 9 on what you need to do and what you need to get accomplished. For those of you interested in the fun stuff, you know, the carriers, the bonuses, you're going to want to stick to this contest tab and strive to win. For those of you who want to, here's the Foresters one right here, the Costa Rica Pura Vida. So that's definitely one of the first ones you start off with. You're going to want to focus on that one. Like I said here, and it's going to keep you updated. Now, I just want to throw this out there for any agents that are looking to build. You may be looking to build shortly. You know, nobody's saying you have to go and hire or recruit 15 people. Just you want a little more information, you're going to go right here to the support tab under contracting, and you're going to click on temporary license. And it's going to give you a breakdown. It's going to give you a breakdown of the state and all their details. If, you know, they're doing pre-licensing, if there's temporary licenses available, what does that mean? You know, which states are currently open for that. So this is something good that you want to just put a pin in and reference back to for anybody that's coming in and thinking, maybe one day I do want to build. Maybe one day I do want to bring in a couple agents. Pop over here, just get familiar. So this way, you know, when you have that conversation with your uplines, you know what to talk about. You know, this is a great jumping off point to start that conversation. Here's our, you know, if you have any frequently asked questions for SFG, definitely pop in here and all that's going to be available to you. It talks to you about quality. It's gonna, you know, anything you need to know about, you're gonna be able to reference here. And you definitely wanna check out these tabs before you reach out to an upline. Make sure you've done at least, you know, your 5 to 10 minutes of search before you pop over and, you know, see if they have the answer for you.